Good morning, everybody. Ooh, I'm doing an early morning live. I'm sorry I don't have an intro. I kind of want like a 20-second intro just to get it going. Hey, Bubblegum, Jesse, TJ, Pollyanna. I saw September up there. Thank you, September. I thought September had a wrench. September's been with us for a long time. Um, Oh, and for whoever mentioned what's the name of that show they were talking about in here yesterday? Yeah, what was it? Ape Crazy? Okay. Last night, about 11 o'clock, because I was up past my bedtime, y'all. Because y'all know I go to bed around 9:30. Yes, and there's no shame in my game. You know, go to bed. But I was up and I was like, it hit me. I was like, oh my God, that show they were talking about. I think it was Vicky and Six Up were talking about it. So I found it on HBO Max, turned it on, and oh my God. The 15 minutes I was awake, chimp crazy. Yes. I saw enough but then I fell asleep. But I'm going to go back and watch this series. What the hell? She had a chimp up in like a bunk bed, crawling down. She had a chimp holding her baby when it was born. I'm like, this is bound to go bad at some point, and I'm sure it does. I'm sure that's why there's a show about it. But yeah, you got to, Jesse. I've only watched only 15 minutes of an episode, but I think it's going to be good. So shout out to y'all. Yes, Pollyanna. And I got a feeling it's going to get crazier. So last night, let me go back a little bit. Yesterday, y'all know I done 2 lives. Meant to just do one, whatever. A bitch can't stream and had to start up another one. And it triggered the guy I was talking about, poor old Matthew. Matthew was so triggered, y'all. He was making community wall posts while driving. Uh-huh. He was looking for places to land to talk about this. And then finally, the poor guy, bless his heart, he does a live last night. And I'm going to pull it up. Um, this is actually a dangerous live because he was driving drunk and speeding, allegedly. This is going to be it for Matthew. I gave Matthew a chance to show me what it is he claims he has. Not that I ever believed he had anything, but hey, why not? Since you keep mentioning me, you've been crying and hollering for me for what, 4 or 5 months? You should have thanked me, Matthew, yesterday when you went live. Instead of bitching and moaning and crying, you should have said, Soup, thank you for finally, you acknowledged me and you went live about it. But I didn't get that, y'all. He was so upset. And I just don't know what I did wrong. You would think if finally give somebody the attention that they're looking for, that they would say thank you. But no, I didn't get that. I got called a bunch of bitches, a culture vulture, because I cover carbonation. I did cover carbonation. Matthew, let me address you on that real quick. If it had anything to do with a cult, I was covering it. That's it, and that's all. But you go ahead. He called me a bunch of bitches. He was very upset. But back to what I was saying. So I gave him an opportunity, right? Show me what it is you got. Not that I thought he ever had anything, because if you're carrying on for 5 months about something, when I show this, when I show that, they don't show nothing. You're like, okay, you ain't got nothing. And then last night would have been his perfect opportunity to take his ass home instead of driving while live streaming driving very reckless, in my opinion, to stay home, fire up a live, and say, don't believe me, here's what I got. But that's not what I got. Yeah, get over it, Matthew. Hold on, let me get a drink. So I'm gonna cue this up, and then I'm gonna give y'all my final thoughts, because after this, it's it. I'm done. Because in my opinion, he seemed to enjoy the attention he was getting rather than the questions he was being asked to answer. So for me, this is to me, this isn't about clarity. He doesn't want any type of clarity. He doesn't want to show anything. This is more about being messy, um, trying to drag people's names into everything, trying to keep women fighting. And I just don't see that anything good will come out of this, just to keep going back and forth. Oh, yeah, my Grace. She is loving Matthew now. It's, bless her heart. Yeah. It'll be funny when that, yeah. But go ahead. And Lenny, I'm just going to address you briefly. I couldn't see your comments. I have you blocked. So anything you said, I'm so sorry. I can't see you. Mm-mm. And it's great. It's very freeing. But like I was saying, this will be it, because Matthew, if you were going to show something, say something substantial, I feel that you would have already done that, and you haven't. You enjoyed the attention from it way too much, and I gave you that for a day. So here is my final conclusion. I'm going to cue this up and give a little bit of commentary on it. Yeah, her old content, God almighty, poor old Purple.
Where is she still there? I don't even know. I'm assuming you is, because she's feeling some type of way.
So he's driving. He's looking for me in the chat. Hey, oh God, I do not want to. Okay, God, I hate that. Hold on, y'all. Someone always calls. Hold on. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Is nobody calls you until you're live. Okay, but it's fine. So anyway, he was live last night, and I'm in the chat typing. I'm waiting for a link. I'm waiting for him to get home and drop a link. None of this happened. So he's calling for me, but I'm in the chat.
Some type of way. That custom body makes you feel some type of way. This bitch I'm with got me feeling some type of way. Because my homie was some type of way. Some type of way. Make me some type of way. Oh, her tango wanted to fuck me, so you feel some type of way. You hear about that? Oh, Lord. You don't even know how many times he would just text me, be like, what a boop, boop. That was me bleeping out right there. Hey, you want a boop? I was like, what? Do you want a boop?
So again, as he's driving, oh yeah, Purple, Jesse, Purple's drooling all over herself. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm hearing that they've got somebody in their midst over there, and Lady Doom, who pretends or dresses up as a furry. Purple, what did you all do to Lady Doom to get her to turn on her camera? You Can you answer those questions? I heard that Buckeye Mama was looking into Lady Doom. Good grief. But anyway, back to this. So this live here last night, it's just about Tanga, and he keeps mentioning a dude named Certified. He cannot keep her name out of his mouth.
Shit, how about? When I can say, when take a screenshot of that. Yo, hey, bitch, I can get you a screenshot, or I'll get you the audio saying that. So take your country redneck motherfucking ass culture vulture sitting ass the butt out of here, bitch. What a butt? No, but I'm a real brother. Yo, the best part about my life, whether I'm shitting on somebody or not, I'm having fun. That's what a few used to love about me so much.
Okay. So Pixie says, why is he always around the most catty of women? It's weird. Pixie, I swear. This dude stays in women's business. I mean, you see guys that do that sometimes, but this one, he stays in it and then he likes to keep it going. Well, he'll try to pit women against each other. He'll say little things, like I was talking about yesterday, the power of persuasion. He'll make you think somebody's talking shit about you, and it'll always be another woman. Now, I never fell for this with Matthew. I mean, we all kind of peeped the game long ago when we met Matthew. Like, yeah, he's one of those, but whatever. But he loves to say that somebody is saying something so horrible about you, and it'll always be another woman. And most women fall for it. Is she trying to clean it? Bless her heart. Nuh-uh, Purple. Tell us why you all looked into Lady Doom. That's what everybody wants to know. I can get on you next, Purple.
Love that about that guy. Love it. Love it. Great. Love it. Random. Oh, cartoon. Hey, you know what? Somebody even sent me the link to that bullshit. I still didn't hit it. The link to your fucking live. I still didn't watch it. Still didn't watch that bullshit. But I will. Oh, I did see it was an avatar, like a cartoon avatar. Was that you? That's funny. How the fuck do you get to do that, but no one calls you an avatar? And it's just a still frame. That's boring as fuck. Now,
I'm going to slow him down because it's sped up. You can barely hear him because he was driving, and I think he had a window down. Matthew, I've never said anything about your avatar. You're like kind of forgetting who's saying what about you. That wasn't me. Okay, so kind of if you could keep up on who's talking shit about your avatar, that would be great too, because you're all over the place. But yeah, I'm going to slow this down.
motherfuckers can show me something. Make that shit live. That's the dope shit. Not no stank ass fucking thumbnail where you a cartoon. Make that shit live. That'll impress me. I ain't seen nobody.
Matthew, I've been live plenty of times, cammed up, but okay.
To do it yet, but me. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, cartoon. Yeah. Yeah. Playing ass the fuck out of here. Bitch. Please. But no matter what, Sue, it's fuck you, but you're still not important enough to make this about you. You can throw all the smoke and whatever the fuck and firecrackers make me to get my attention. Bitch, I still see through you. And remember,
Now, this is the part I want to get into. This is what I found so interesting about his live and his community wall post while I'm live. You've been calling for me for 4 or 5 months. I finally acknowledge you. and that you exist. And then you're over there talking about you don't care. Then why do you keep hollering for me? You gotta make up your mind, my dude. Make up your mind. Which is it? You want my attention or you don't want my attention? When somebody is calling your name every time they're live, doesn't matter what their live is about, they're calling your name, and you say something once, and this is the response. Hey Vicky, good morning. Good to see you.
Remember that time, so hey bitch, listen up. Remember that time in Discord when I was like, hey bitch? Okay, I didn't say bitch. I said it now though. Hey bitch, the only way you're gonna get hit is if you jump in front of one of these bullets. Hey bitch, guess what happened? That shit went right fucking through you, bitch. Didn't it? It did. It still hit her. You know why it hit her?
Hey Pearl. Hey
Hey,
Pearl.
darling.
I'm gonna keep my fingers off the touch screen today.
I was just finishing my lunch, but I've been listening. Again, I can't make out everything that he says because, my hearing deficit and he
Yeah.
got road noises going on. But frankly, I doubt that I've missed anything that's scintillating.
No.
The laughing, it was like watching the Joker film all over again. And boy, that was one of the most tedious 2 hours I'd ever spent in the cinema. So you want to be crazy cakes all the way down the road, you go for it.
Yeah, and he did. And back to what he just said right there, Matthew, that day in Discord, I came in our little Discord thread and I said, Matthew, I went through all our messages and I gotta check you, buddy. You lied. Nobody stopped fucking with you because you wouldn't go after Purple or Jenna. But he likes to do shit like that. He likes to say shit like that. And then his response is, you know what, Soup? All that windmilling you're doing for Tanga, it went right, that bullet went right through you and it still hit her. And then he blocked me. The bitch blocked me.
I noticed that he immediately rushed for something that is so much in the news at the moment with both Drake and Post Malone being accused of doing this, particularly in the music genre, of calling you a culture vulture,
Oh, yeah.
as if you aren't actually a woman of culture. Did you forget a woman of colour? Did you forget that she has a whole um, indigenous culture of her own, Matthew? You're
Sure
not the only
do.
person who's got a multiple race identity. She's not a person who drags that card out on
Never.
the regular. She covered all the cults.
I sure did.
But the fact that you specify and try to stir it up as a racial issue speaks volumes. You reached for anything.
Uh-huh.
What's currently going round? And that is everywhere at the moment. So you grabbed for it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, there are
He
a whole bunch of people who would argue with you about that, who've been with Soup since day one. And Soup is a significantly longer lived and bigger channel than you are and will ever be. So you might want to take a seat.
Yeah, because that didn't work. Because let me tell you something. When I did cover carbonation, I always knew my place and I always kept it within the lines of the cult, the cult, the cult. When I talked about the Love is One cult, I covered it too, but Amy kind of slithered away because she was getting too much attention off social media and didn't feel comfortable with it. Um,
Oh, you've
but-
covered plenty of crazy white people.
oh, I did.
Um,
I've covered,
so
let's see, I've covered well, I cover sister wives. I cover 1,000 pound sisters. I'll talk about it all. It's in my description. I'll talk
it
about
was just
anything.
such a desperate and obvious reach. And I
Hmm.
just thought, sort of, you're really trying to draw fire onto soup in the most pathetic ways possible. And also, you made me laugh when you went on about you wanted to know who the bitch was who said that you were using AI. It was you,
It was
Matthew.
you.
It was played yesterday. It was you saying it was AI. So you are the pathetic bitch. But confession is good for the soul. So I
Confession.
hope that made you feel a little bit better.
Pearl said confession is good for the soul. It was him. Had he had listened to my live, and here's the thing, Pearl, I think he did. And I think that's why he was over there beating up his community tab. And he went on another creator's channel, but I don't think he got to talk about what he wanted to. And then he so triggered y'all. Like he really is. Now he don't want to admit that, but you can tell that he when he goes live, he to me he appeared intoxicated, under the influence, and driving like a maniac, driving while live streaming. Then he gets home and cuts the live off. Where was my link, Matthew? But like I said earlier, after today, you're done. Because you don't want a conclusion. You don't want any clarity. You don't care about anybody. You have drugged this out long enough. So today, after today, this right here, I'll pay you dust.
I agree. Um, it was uh, it was worth calling his bluff, just to
Yeah.
say, sort of, come on then, let's see what you've got. You've been asking for the attention, and of course he plays it both ways. On one time he'll say, "You're too scared to talk about me," and then it's like, "Oh, but all you want to do is talk about me." It's like
Mhm.
you're playing it both ways, Matthew. But people can see, sort of to go back to the culture vulture thing, as Pulitzer Prize winning artist Kendrick Lamar said, "The crowd's not slow." You
Yep.
know.
They're not. They're not slow. The people see it. The people peep it. And I even asked them last night. The live chat ain't up yet on his live from last night, but I even asked them. I'm like, "Do you all see what's going on here? Tell me you see it." And the only people I could see chatting, like everybody went away. Was it me? Was I don't pay, you know me, Pearl. When I'm focused, I don't pay attention to much other than what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
But I think Lise kept asking me a question. I wouldn't read it. J. Marie kept saying, "Hey, good morning, mystery." J. Marie kept talking about he's driving, he's moving, he's got 7 kids. J. Marie, I don't give a fuck what he's doing.
I
He's
saw
being,
Jay Marie make a couple of sideways comments, and the comment that I put in there, I only made one comment because he was going on about he wanted an apology over the AI thing, and I'd said he was using AI, and I pointed out you said you were using AI. I
yeah.
took your word. You're the bitch who mentioned it, and then I was out of there. And also that if he was waiting for an apology, he should wait and he should hold his breath for it. But I saw Jay Marie make a couple of sideways jabs, and I know people are going to come for the fact that I just mentioned her name. Well, tough, you're going to have to get over it. My point of view would be, Matthew, you're very friendly with Ziggy. If you want to know why people like Tanga and others have got such a long history of not tolerating Jay Marie, because you did specifically ask yesterday, why don't you ask Ziggy? Ask Ziggy what she's got with Jay Marie.
Oh,
That might give you a
yeah.
few clues as to what other people have got with her.
Yeah, that was a good point, Pearl. Matthew, if you talk to Ziggy again, if you want to ask her about what her problem is with J. Marie and maybe some other people's, well, just ask Ziggy and you might get clarity on why other people might have that too. But since you're so close to Ziggy, I'm sure she'll tell you. Um, she should remember, don't you think, Pearl? She should remember.
Oh, I would have thought Ziggy would remember very well. She certainly went on enough about it.
Right. All right, I'm going to let a little bit more play.
Because she got your dumb ass. She got Pearl's dumb ass. She got Eliza's dumbass. She got Buzzy's dumb. Who's the other one? She got even Consuela's against me. Not Consuela. Even because I tried to text Consuela, the best jerk. She didn't even respond to me. Fuck you too, TJ, whoever you are. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, that's because TJ didn't talk to you. She never liked you. Sorry, TJ. I'm sure you don't mind me telling him that. TJ never really wanted to speak to Matthew. She's like, nope, nope, nope. I don't like this
No,
guy.
TJ doesn't play. If TJ's got nothing for you, she's got nothing for you.
Nothing.
And you're in a happier place if she's got nothing for you. But you
Mhm.
play.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sure that will work out well for you.
Right. But yeah, TJ never like cared for you. She didn't really want to be in any discord with you. Like TJ's busy, okay?
Merle, Bird, who else? Cooter. I don't know, whatever.
And I was in the chat. I was in the chat at this point, and I was like, stop naming off your family members' names and show me the receipt. But he was telling me about his family members named Cooter and Earl. Like, I didn't care about that. Get into it about the receipts. But now he's telling me his family members' names. Do you care about that, Pearl?
I didn't, and thankfully I couldn't catch every word of it. Obviously, you're more synced into your own name, and I heard him sort of talk about my dumb ass.
Yeah.
Even my ass is smarter than you, Matthew.
Oh, God. That's one thing you could never call Pearl. A dumbass? See, yeah, Matthew, you should have.
You should definitely call me a bitch because I am, and it won't bother
Mhm.
me in the slightest. You can call me that all day. In fact, you can call me most things all day because, in order to be hurt by your opinion, I have to respect it, and there's no danger of that happening. So you
Nah,
go for it, little boy.
keep going.
This is what I mean about it being like the Joker. You know, when Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker and he had that weird, unsettling, crazy cakes laugh. This is what I'm hearing here. And it was just giving me flashbacks to like really bad hair and makeup and how tedious that film was. Um,
It's so bad, wasn't it?
But
And this,
yeah, if you listen, I really do hope that you listen back to this and see why it was absolutely cringe. Because if you can't say that this was not your best work, to say the fucking least, then you're never going to be in a place to communicate with any of us. Keep your little sort of gang of handmaidens over there and talk to them. You'll be better off.
well, I gotta say, they are doing their job over there, windmilling for poor old Matthew. Except for Lenny, I can't see you. I saw nothing you said last night. Pollyanna says they keep talking about how we love bombed him, then left. We all being key, only went in there to wind up other people. Then we got to know him, didn't like him, we left. Big deal. It's
Exactly that.
true.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And Queen Love Bomb Hate Bond over there is just doing exactly the same thing that she criticises with all the people that she'd formerly fallen out with. Linny, God girl, you need a mirror. You're
God,
so
it's
quick to
bad.
talk about other people's behaviour and come out with all these cliches, and you can't see that your projector is always on.
Yeah.
Like Ziggy going on about how she's so transparent, guys,
Hmm.
and people who go on about what a big bad bitch they are. If you've got to tell me the thing, then you're not the thing.
Yeah,
Because if you
usually.
were the thing, I would know you wouldn't have to tell me. So you constantly going on about how you're suddenly freed and how you're healed. You sound like somebody who gave all their life savings to a televangelist. You're not convincing me. I don't even think you're convincing yourself.
This this message was brought to you by Linterest. Pearl, girl, when you made the Linterest board, I'll have to find that in a minute. Um, hold on, I had to get my charger. But yeah, when we went over to Matthews, it was to wind up purple. The job got done. We left. I would still go over and hang out every now and again, but I don't know what it is with me. I've got sound issues, like loud sounds I hate. Too many sounds I hate. It was that AI reading the chat all the time.
Yeah, that was the thing that did me. I used to love to go over there and listen to the music because I won't take that away from you, Matthew.
Oh yeah,
Apart from your pathetic hammering of the Daddy song um, recently, your music choices have always been good.
yeah.
I always do have a laugh when you play anything from Tupac. I particularly enjoy that, especially All Eyes on Me. Also, all 36 eyes. Um, but once you started with the AI voice reading out the comments, can't do it. I have a problem anyway with hearing deficit, and it's not because I'm old. It's something I've had all my life. Before you crack on with that one, and I just couldn't do it. And also, when it gets to a certain level, when I'm struggling to hear what is going on, then that triggers migraine. So it was just like I don't need it.
Yeah,
It was never a problem, particularly with what you were doing at the time. It was never a problem, particularly with the chat. It just drifted away. But now your obsession with Tanga is what's bringing us forward to comment because, Guy,
yeah. It's
she's
creepy.
not interested in you. And I'd ask you the same question that I asked on the live yesterday. What is it that you want? Do you even know
That's a
what
good.
it is that you want? Because if what you want is her attention again and her answering your texts or calls or whatever again, it's not going to happen. And no amount of trying to blackmail her into communicating with you is going to move that needle. It's not happening. She's made her decision. She's done. She's in a really happy place in her life at the moment. She came in briefly into the Discord last night and was like, "What are you lot doing?" You know, the sort of laugh tones of like, I gather that shit's going down with all of you. And we were like, don't worry about it. You know, we had a live, we called him out, he's done nothing.
Yeah.
And then she went back. We know what she's up to in her life.
Oh yeah.
We know she's in a happy place. We're still communicating with her every day, but not to the level that we did because, like I said, she's got a lot going on at the moment. She is not worrying about you.
I promise you
We're the
that.
people who worry for her. And
Yeah.
as a friend, I do worry for her because I think your obsession
Yeah.
is
It,
getting into dangerous territory, Guy. You've only just got off parole, you said.
that's what he said.
Um, you might want to think about the fact that you don't want to end up in a place where you're doing it again. And that's not a threat. That's me talking to you as an adult and saying, you've got this house move. You're going on about how good things are happening. Keep the good things happening. If you've got good things happening, she's got good things happening. Let it go.
Pearl, you stop talking as soon as I'm like, can you hold it down for 1 second?
I
I'm
am
like,
so sorry, darling. I am
I
so
wrote it in the
sorry.
back. I'll be
I,
right back. Hold on. I'll be right back.
I've got halfway down this wire, I have a little box that's got a handy mute button, and the mute button fits wonderfully just under my elbow. So I'll be concentrating on what I'm saying, and I will rest my arm on the cushion of this sofa right on top of the mute button. And then be surprised when you can't hear what I'm saying. Hi, Cornbread. Nice to see you in the chat. I hope you're okay. TJ, I've just seen that TJ's here. And Pollyanna. Yeah, Pollyanna. Um, Pollyanna is a really discreet person. She asked what was said with regard to something to do with Jo Marie. She didn't say anything more than that. But she's obviously, Jo Marie, you've got some bee in your bonnet about Pollyanna. Um, uh, Whatever's going on there, Pollyanna's not responsible for anything that we say. So please don't um,
Yeah.
tag anything onto her. Like I said, I don't know. All I saw was Pollyanna say
Well,
what happened with Jo Marie because she'd had messages from Jo Marie. Just leave Pollyanna alone, Jo Marie. She's
yeah.
not saying anything to us about you. If you've got a problem with anything that anybody else has said, take it up with them.
Gazelle, it's good to see you. Oh, and Maya was talking about, let me say this real quick. He's Purple is cheering Matthew on now. Now that's not a shocker. Um, but this is the same chick who called Matthew nappy headed, not once, but a couple of times. Um, but yeah, Matthew, you go ahead and you curl up with that one. And I'll say to you, Purple, um, their hair ain't nappy. It's extra curly. But you wouldn't know that, would you? No, you wouldn't have an understanding of that. But you go ahead. You two keep bonding over your hate for us while Lenny is over there quoting about whatever she's got off Instagram or Pinterest, Linterest today. Yeah.
Yeah, Pope would be really confused because Pope would be thinking, I know my spelling is bad, but I'm pretty sure there aren't 4 C's in hair.
Right. She wouldn't understand that at all. I was really annoyed with her when she said that about him because her ignorance is so astounding. It's like you don't even understand. It's not it's not even like that. It's extra curly hair. But you're over there going bald because of who was it? Heidi and Karen, she said was making her bald headed. I wouldn't talk about anybody's hair if I was you, Purple.
And it's such a cheap shot, historically and culturally. The way that white people have talked about black hair
Oh yeah.
has always been an issue. And the fact that she doesn't realise how culturally and historically loaded her throwaway comment is speaks volumes. She just does not get it on any level.
No. All right. Sorry.
She's like these dumbasses on TikTok. Uh, buying products that aren't suitable for their hair because they've seen somebody using it on TikTok. She's just like,
Yeah, right.
there's a lot of education needs to be done. I tell
Oh,
you.
a
And
lot.
again, why we expect the onus on other people to educate us? Why don't you go out and watch a few documentaries and do a bit of reading? There's so much that you could learn about the cultural impact of throwaway terms like nappy headed.
Mm.
But of course, you don't really want to know.
Well, she thought a documentary was that one they did on Jeffrey Dahmer. She thought they followed him around while he was doing
Yes,
his kid. That's
that damn documentary crew. They saw all those murders and they did nothing to stop it. They could have stopped him at one murder. They seriously, right then and there, somebody could have gone, Jeffrey, mate, what are you doing? For God's sake,
right.
a documentary.
Oh God, that drove you nuts. It was funny.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me just. I'll finish it later. Never mind. It's not. It's not important. It's not important. It's not important. It's not important. Huh? Well, I don't even. What? Yo, as a matter of fact, This bitch came in there talking about Annabella. Nobody even mentioned Annabella's name. This bitch came up. Is this about Annabella?
Matthew, I hope you recorded that when I came into your Discord. I don't think that was about Annabella, but when I came in your Discord, you and J. Marie were on a call, and I entered, and you were like, it's all good, Soup. Everything's good. There's no smoke here. There's no beef here. And then we went on to talk about grocery shopping and grocery stores. But you see what he does? He makes people believe again that, a Soup came in there and was like, was it about Annabella? Was it about Annabella? Or because I kind of forgot, but I remember him saying, there's no smoke, everything's cool. And then we went on to talk. But he's going to act like he checked me. He never checked me, Matthew. That's that never happened.
Oh, Lord.
God.
Look, we were very straightforward. We made it clear. If you're going to be deeply friendly with Ziggy for our own legal
That's it.
protection, we
That's what
don't
it was,
have
Pearl.
any
Yes.
time for you because there's a whole thing still going on and it all moves so slowly with the fact that as a business owner, she used data that was obtained via her business and passed that on to people. And that is a big no-no. Now, even though she's not running her business now, it doesn't change the fact that what she did at the time was illegal. So if you're suddenly going to be chummy with Ziggy, you're not sitting with us listening to conversations.
No.
It's just not happening.
Yeah,
It's
we
nothing
kicked her out.
personal, but you made your choice.
I'll tell y'all, we kicked her out of the Discord. There's no shame, and that's what it was about, Pearl. You know, my memory has been shot since COVID.
Darling,
But
I'm just
that's
glad that you got through COVID. When I
I
think of
am
when it first
too.
happened, when people start first getting this and so many people died. Now, if all the stuff you have to cope with is waiting for your memory to come back and kick in properly, and sometimes people's sense of taste takes the time to kick back in, we're all good with that. At least
Yeah,
nobody is dying in the same way that they were.
yeah, that's true. I just wish my memory would come back because I used to be so quick on my feet with remembering and
You're
with my
still sharper
words.
than most. It'll come back. It'll get there.
But anyway, that reminds me, that's what it was about. It was about Annabella because I think she was going to people talking about, they kicked me out of their Discord. Yes, we kicked you out of our Discord. I feel nothing about it. I will never feel anything about it. When that Discord was up, it was a Zig free zone. You knew this. There was no confusion there. So when you did that live with her, yeah, we kicked you out. And what? Are we supposed to feel bad? Pearl, are we missing something?
People seem to think that we have a lot of obligations to behave a certain way, but they have no obligations to behave a certain way back to us. I'm sorry, we're meeting you with the same energy. If you can suddenly surprise us by the fact that you're all chummy with someone who tried to ruin a friend's life, who then tried to interfere in the custody of a minor child in order to get revenge on another person who at the time was our friend, but that's a done deal now.
Yeah.
We have reasons for all this. It's not just a matter of somehow we're bitter and we left the channel. There are actually, sort of
Yeah.
constructive,
There's reasons
big
why.
issues that have gone
Yeah.
on.
Good
And
reasons.
even now, there are reports that have gone out to attorneys general, and those things are still being looked into. We're not playing with this. We're not interested in back and forth with Ziggy.
No. And look, it's been clear to everyone where we stand with her. We don't stand with her. We don't want anything to do with her. So if you're in our midst and you're cool with her, you're gone. And I don't feel any embarrassment, shame, and you'll never make me feel any. Matter of fact, I'm still embarrassed at the time that I spent at Ziggy's. So don't bring that to me at all because I'm trying
And
to.
actually, I would like to answer a thing that I did catch Matthew saying when he was saying, "Go and make another live about Purple. Go and make another live about Ziggy,"
Huh.
as if somehow we had an irrational interest in them. Can I remind you that on Perp's channel, we were accused of making death threats to a
Yep.
toddler,
Yeah.
and that is why we ended up getting the FOIA request. Um, with Ziggy, she tried to bleed dry financially one of our dearest friends, and then tried to dox a whole bunch of us.
Yeah.
Uh, you're obsessed with Tanga. Did Tanga ever tell the police that you'd made death threats? Did Tanga ever try to bleed one of your friends dry financially? We've got reasons for our feelings.
And
You've
they
got your
know this.
feelings hurt and you're being obsessive.
They
But
know this.
somehow we're the irrational people. Okay, then. I want to make this clear for people who are casually listening. We've got reasons for our feelings towards these people. We've got reasons now for feelings towards you because I think that your obsession with Tanga is unhinged. There is nothing that Tanga can have done or said about any of us that is going to make us act like you are behaving about it.
Mm-mm.
If you come out with a screenshot, I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again today. You come out with a screenshot where Tanga says that Pearl is getting on her nerves. I am not going to cry. What people say in a private conversation doesn't mean that that's how they feel about you all the time, every day, forever.
And I don't
Sometimes
believe
people
she said it.
express that. No, I don't believe that she did,
Yeah.
but I'm
I don't
saying that
either.
if he did come out with one, I'd be like, okay. Because you know what? There are days when I behave like a dickhead and I'm aware of it. I'm not going to cry if somebody says, God almighty, what was with Pearl yesterday? I've lived a long time on this earth. You get over stuff.
You do. Yeah, and I'll say I don't think she ever said anything to him like that. And
No, I don't
I've
believe that
seen
she
him.
did.
I've
I
seen
don't
him do
believe.
this.
Don't believe for a moment. But if he was to come up with a screenshot where she just mentioned it in passing, or more likely he'd made one up, it would have zero effect on me. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
what?
Well, that's why I recorded any interaction I had with him privately, which wasn't much. And like I told him yesterday, if you put anything out about me, it better match. Nothing taken away, nothing added, because I've done my homework as best as I can, not knowing that I would even have to deal with this weird shit. But here
Oh,
we
and
are.
shout out to Amanda in the chat. Amanda was dropping
Yes.
truth bombs yesterday. You know, Matthew, she turned up to Matthew's with her shit kicking boots on and just walked in there and was like, "Oh, really? This, and this," and she was having none of it. Yeah, TJ, Amanda was on fire, and yes, Pixie. Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell truth about you.
I had to go get something. As soon as I walk off to go grab something, you'll stop talking. I'm like, ugh.
I'm sorry. I
No,
am
it's
really
not
sorry,
your
darling.
fault. You don't know that I'm walking off. It's just funny. I'm like, I'm gonna
You
run and
watch
grab this.
The Amazon lorry will turn up while you're on the live. They'll have to leave it on the step.
Okay, I'm gonna let a little bit more play. And there's a part that I missed last night. I'm not gonna make a big deal of it on here. Oh, hold on. Let me just let it play.
No, you just started talking about it. I don't know, blah, blah. didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. Annabella didn't miss y'all bitch ass motherfucking Discord. That's not even what she was talking about. Just fuck out of here. Nobody care about y'all Discord. Motherfucking Discord been infiltrated numerous times, and I have more to show you about your Discord.
Okay, Matthew, if you got something to show us about that old Discord, and put it out. Again, I say, what is taking you so long? Like, are we going to? No, I'm not. 5 years from now. You've been doing this for 5 months. Is this what you're going to be doing 5 years from now, talking about the Jerks Discord? I don't give a
It's
fuck.
funny as well because who was the person who got aired out the most about the
Lenny!
Discord?
Fucking Lenny!
Exactly.
When our Discord was infiltrated by somebody named Janet,
Yeah,
anyway,
Janet Bot.
Janet bought. When they were reading our Discord, it was so. It was actually kind of embarrassing, not because of anything that we had said, because anything we say in there, we usually say public, but it was just one person that kept like Lenny, dot, dot, dot. I walked away quietly, dot, dot, dot. Livid, Jenna, dot, dot, dot. It's just that, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that kind of embarrassed us. It's like, damn it, did you just, did you have to just get Lenny saying her Lenny stuff? Could it have been anything funny that we said? Because we were pretty funny in there. We had a good time.
Yeah, and also I saw that he made some. Well, I couldn't hear everything that he said, but I know he was making some sort of sideways jab about funny edits. It's like we do that to amuse ourselves. That thumbnail with you and the duck race wasn't even anything to do with the live. It was the throwaway thing. It just amuses me, and it takes me all of 3 or 4 minutes to put sort of Gaddafi duck race together as an edit. Um,
That shit
Chill,
was
guy.
good.
It's not that serious.
Let's see. Vicky says it's people on Nature Boy's side that talk about 5-year-old beefs. Man, I saw that, Vicky. Like we're still in 2019 in some places, ain't we? I saw that. I think some people just like to live in the past.
In due time, of course. In due time. Bitch, I'm not giving you everything. I'm gonna just pull out the tip of my dick and let you see that. I'm not gonna pull the whole thing out. Just the tip of that motherfucker. I mean, come on now. Like, damn. Fuck you think? Who the fuck you think I am? A jerk? Fuck no. Little solo bitch.
Well, here's the thing, bitch. You've been talking all this time about you got all these receipts you're going to show. So, again, I went live yesterday calling your bluff and challenging you to do just one thing: shut the fuck up about everybody else and show some receipts. Now you're over here complaining about, I do what I want on my time. You've had too much time. So that's why after today, you get no more. No more. Okay?
Yo, I just like saying that word like that. Bitch. I mean, what you gonna do? Nothing. Make another live about purple. Make another live about Ziggy.
When is the last time I've done a live about purple or we've done a live about purple and Ziggy? You desperate, ain't you?
Purple's been a long time.
Yeah.
Ziggy,
Because she mentions us all the time. We'll throw in some jabs.
well, yeah, and also because like the whole situation with Fred and the spiraling
Yeah.
is quite something.
Matter of fact, Matthew, stay tuned. We'll probably have one really soon because the jerks, we're about to get back to where we were and start going live. And we got a lot to cover on Ziggy. So stay bothered.
God damn. Yeah. Ziggy, will you say hi to these motherfuckers, man? Ziggy, please, will you say hi to these bitches? They just, God, they still like little puppies chasing your scent. God damn. Fuck.
I really, really do not want any of
Scent.
Ziggy's scent. Thank you very much. Somebody who can leave it 30 days before they do any laundry and sits there with a blanket around her lower half because she can't be bothered to put pants on. And who doesn't even know how to work the Dyson enough to sell it. No, thank you. Don't want any of that scent.
Oh, Pearl. Oh, God.
I wish she was selling that Dyson on her porch sale and she couldn't even work out how to switch it on. That told me everything I needed to know. You don't even know how to work the thing and you're selling it.
Oh, God. Hey, Johnson. Hey, girl, you back from vacation? Oh, God. Pearl's in here cutting up this morning, and we're here for it. But yeah, Matthew, again, that's just you doing that weak ass grab of yours. Ziggy, purple. Ziggy's freaking crazy. That bitch is nuts. Have you heard her laugh recently? That maniacal it's unhinged because she's worried about Fred. She
Yeah.
knows there's something going on there. And
Yep. New husband is running wild out on Ben Hill, hanging around to chat, air quotes, with his ex partner, who you specify to us is not clean, but they're definitely not doing anything dodgy, guys.
mm-mm.
No, they were together 20 years, and she's not clean from drugs, and he's now clean and married to somebody else, and they're hanging out together, but nothing. It's nothing to worry about.
Nothing's happening,
Nothing.
nothing to see,
Nothing's
nothing to see
happening.
here.
There's nothing to see here. No worries.
Uh-uh. Hell yeah, I'm making fun of that shit, Matthew. And again, you will not shame me. This is what most people do on YouTube, okay? You'll be all
He
right.
really does reach. He really thinks the whole sort of we're little puppies sniffing around and do another live about these people. Hey, if I want to, I will.
Oh, I will.
Um,
Uh-huh. I
make
won't feel
make
nothing.
the sort of weak ass jabs. I don't know. Well, actually, I can imagine. You've been hanging around with a different kind of girl.
Mhm.
You can say all this stuff. It means absolutely nothing to me. So go for it. Jones in the chat, just back from Aruba, like the flash, money bitch
Rude.
that she is. Oh yeah, it looked beautiful. She showed it on screen a couple of times. I'm sure she showed it more than that, but I only saw her a couple of times. But she'll be going home and sorting out that in-ground pool. She's a rich bitch now.
Oh yeah. But I think Matthew here's what I think regarding Matthew. I think but hold on. Who's this? Jan. Is this the same Matthew that harassed another female creator?
It probably is. I'm not sure what female creator you're alluding to, but I'm all ears. Yeah, Jones in rich bitch status. I gather that you probably needed a mortgage to buy a beer out in Aruba because everything has to be imported in, I gather. But it looked beautiful. Have we lost you, darling? Please tell me that you haven't touchscreened anything and you're not going to appear with 3 of you. Oh, Dumpling, yes. Dumpling was the girl that was associated with that Miss Anne, wasn't she? And they were having some big deal about that. Um, if you've got an issue with fundraising, deal with the fundraising issue. You don't have to be attacking the individuals. I can't say that this is something that I'm hugely experienced about. I only saw it in passing, and I know that there are question marks over the way that some of the decisions have been made in that money raising and what they've been used towards. But yeah, it's the personal way, the vindictiveness of the way that he goes after individual women that is really concerning. Again, I don't know Dumpling. I'm not wildly windmilling for her because I don't know what the basis of that is. But what I do know is when you've got to make it a personal attack rather than interacting with the substance of what it is that you're complaining about, I'm always going to question that. And it's the same thing that we see over and over again, which is that he doesn't deal with the issue, he attacks the woman. Soup, I can see that you're coming back. I can see you in the chat and I'm not worried. Um, shit happens. Yesterday, when Soup had to restart the live, I couldn't get back on the restarted live because my laptop decided that it had an Essentials Windows update. And if you know what that means, it's sort of like, great, it's going to restart. And then it's going to spend 30 minutes circling through, I am 60% updated, don't turn off your computer. So I was stuck with that, and by the time I actually got back online, she'd finished that second one. So I was done. Yes, Pollyanna, Soup's having no luck with the internet or the streaming system. Um, it's almost like the internet is bored of Matthew and doesn't want to hear any more conversation about him. So we're going to sort of oblige the internet gods and say that after today, internet gods, we'll talk about something else so you don't have to keep cutting us off. Yeah, you're right, Janelle. Yes, it's definitely the same person. She does seem very young and very well-meaning. And like I said, I don't know a great deal about her, but she seems well-meaning and wanting to see the best in people.
Can you believe
Um,
that?
I know. I just
Sitting
said
here,
to the internet gods. The internet gods are sick of us talking about him
I
and are
swear,
sending us a signal. So
the
after today,
universe is
we
telling
will
us.
be paying service to the internet gods and moving on.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying. I'm just sitting here. It's not raining, no storm, sun's out. All of a sudden, power clicks off. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, the internet and Windows Update, if one doesn't get you, the other will.
I swear. And now, if I hadn't went live, this would have never happened. But I am going to finish my life on this because this is it. After today, this is it. Let me see. Thank you, Pearl, so much for holding it down again while I lost
Never a problem, darling. As long as I sort of pay attention and don't miss the fact that you'd suddenly dropped off the screen, we'll be fine.
Jan L. It may not be the same person. They were horrible to her. She's young and thinks
They're
the best
talking
of.
about Dumpling, that girl who was helping raise money for the Miss Anne, the woman who needed the new
Oh
roof on the
yeah,
trailer or whatever. The younger girl who was sticking up for Miss Anne, they're talking about the way that he went in with the personal attacks rather than dealing with the
the issue.
substance of what was being said.
That's what he does. I don't know much about that dumpling girl, but if there's any issue, Matthew's not going to deal with it on the issue. He's going to make it personal. Yeah, that's him. And look, I hate to pull it's always women he's picking on, but it's always a woman he would rather beef with than ever a dude.
I know. If you say to me, "Oh, you're just saying he's always dealing with women," I say to you, how quickly can you name 5 women that Matthew's got beef with. And then how quickly can you name 5 men?
Yeah. Go ahead, start, because you ain't going to find it. It's since he's came here, he's done this. He just finds people, and like I explained earlier, he likes to pit women against each other. Yo, interloper.
It's tripping. And I already know these bitches don't even realize they not even loyal to each other. Mm, that's the
I'm
fucking part for
incredibly
me.
loyal. You can accuse me of a lot of things and I will take it. You can say I'm a bitch, I'm sarcastic. You can crack on about me being English, the wheelchair, the kid, whatever. But loyalty, I'm very loyal. Even
Very.
with Lolita, we were willing, if she was going to own up to all the bullshit, we'd
Yep.
have stood by her.
You damn
And
straight.
and I've still had a certain amount of loyalty and soft feeling towards her right up until it was revealed that she'd been stirring up in the Summerwells case from way before she even met us, and that was the
Yeah.
sealing deal for me. Can't be loyal after that,
Mm.
because it's like there is no level of honesty anywhere in that. Uh, but loyalty to Tanga, it doesn't even matter that I'm not the closest to Tanga. I adore her and I love her friendship, and I am not going to let you just attack this one woman like this over an internet relationship that has ended. Guy,
It's
do you
over.
not realize how ridiculous this is?
And does his people not ever sit down and talk with him and say, look, Matthew, you're taking this a little bit too far. You need to chill out. You need to park your car. The way you were driving last night, you could have got somebody hurt. You could have got yourself hurt, and you're live streaming. I don't know. Just somebody check me. If I'm ever doing anything like that, they would. I know they would. Uh, my people would check me real quick. Like, Soup, you need to turn that live off. You need to go, sober up, chill out. This ain't what you do. But nobody's checking him. And I'll ask, where's your friends' loyalty, Matthew? Or are they just the go along to get along type? Because that's what I'm seeing. To sit
And
there
also,
and
would you
listen.
tolerate it? Would you tolerate it if Tanker was doing live after live after live about Matthew and was going on about, oh, I want to talk to his ex-wife. I want to see what she's got to say. I want
Oh,
to hear what she's got to say about this. You'd all be up in arms.
oh
But
God.
you're all sitting there while he talks about other people that Tanga might have had any association with. What Tanga's doing now is Tanga getting married. It's
Mhm.
madness. Why don't you take the blinkers off your eyes? Forget that it's about the jerks. Just imagine Tanga was any other woman, okay? That he'd had a brief online relationship of any kind with, okay? And he was behaving like this. Or, even more significantly, imagine if it was one of your friends. Do you really think that you would be tolerating this bullshit in the same way? Because if you say yes, I'm going to side eye you for days, and I'm going to hope your friends see you saying that.
Well, I'm going to side eye them forever after one particular thing he said at the end last night. Um, yeah, if you're sitting over at Matthews after what he said last night about Wee Frosty, you're no longer welcome here. And I'll speak for the jerks too. You're no longer welcome there. Okay.
100% co-sign that.
Hmm.
You know that is bullshit, and you still said it to an audience of people who may not even know Wee Frosty, and that was the way you introduced her to a whole new section.
Hmm.
Scum behaviour, the lowest
Yes.
of the low. You know it's a lie. You know it's the most damaging of lies, and you just blurted it out there for a cheap shot. It's
Yep.
pathetic.
Look, Matthew is so desperate. He went over to old Tiffany Marie's. He anywhere he's been to Ziggy's, anywhere like there's been some type of issues with us. That's where you'll find him. But see, the problem is Tiffany Marie is a dangerous liar. Okay. You all know what I'm talking about. She has accused the whole sector of being a part of an international child grooming ring. And when I say about the whole sector, I'm going to say, um, what, a good 75, 80%, Pearl, wouldn't you say?
Of
And
creators in this small sector, yeah.
yeah,
Just ridiculousness. And all you have to do to get pulled into being part of the circle is to speak up against it. Even traitors. Somebody is really on the periphery of a couple of sectors just made the obvious statement of how ridiculous Tiffany Marie was being. And lo and behold, the next day, what was traitors accused of being?
yep, a PDF.
PDF file.
Yep. So, before I lose my thought, exactly what Tiny said, and I'm going to leave it up there for a minute. It's when I say it's F you forever, I'm with Tiny. We, Frosty, would never, has never. And the fact that you, Matthew, threw that in for a cheap shot because you're such a wimpy little bitch because you ain't getting your way. Well, see, the problem is now it's the people in your chat. I see you in there and you're good with him now. I'm telling you, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't give a damn. You can pull all that whiny shit you want. I go where I want. That's right. You go where you want. But if you're okay with the dude acting like this right here, you don't see a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after what he said about Wee Frosty. No one, that's all bullshit. He knows, but he don't give a damn, right? You keep your ass over there. You better find yourself real comfortable in his chat because that's where you're going to stay.
You were so invested in the drama that you knew how damaging that lie was. You knew what a lie it was. You knew that Wee is not the kind of person who starts internet beefs over nothing. She came in and addressed him. He said the most vile thing, and you lot said nothing. And that spoke volumes. If you're willing to sit by while somebody is, their character is assassinated in the worst way possible, with, I mean, seriously, next to actual child murder, um, what is there that is as awful as that? And he said that, and you lot did nothing. You didn't even say, "Oh, come on, Matthew." Everyone knows that's bullshit. I know you worked up, but you don't have to go down the extreme lie and character assassination route. But no, you're all so determined to be his little handmaidens that you couldn't even check him when he did that. I've got no time for you. I've got no time for it. You
Nope.
know, we has never done anything to put a child in danger. You know, this is a dangerous lie from one of the biggest dangerous liars, I would say, on YouTube, never mind this sector. And you sat by and said nothing.
Nothing. I mean, we has been a good friend to a lot of y'all. Okay? A lot of y'all. And if you can stand by while he says something like that, we ain't the same. Okay? So there's no need for us to even pretend like we're the same or that we're cool. And sometimes in life that happens. Sometimes on the internet that happens. I am okay with it. It sucks because sometimes you see people that you really liked and you really thought, okay, they're good people. And then you hear something like that came out of his mouth last night, and there's people sitting over there. They know Wee Frosty. They didn't check him not once. So I'll say to you, we're good. And this ain't the place for you, and the jerks probably ain't the place for you either. Yeah. I'm gonna let a little bit more of this play.
But just wait for it. But just wait. I might deliver that 2 days from now, maybe 3 days. I don't know. But just know, and you do know, and that's why you're doing all this bullshit, because you're dying for me to put it all out there. No, I'm gonna just talk about it, and then I'm gonna prove it, like I originally planned. But for some reason, this bitch she needs it now. You need it.
I feel like I'm on repeat at this point. That's why after today, this is deaded. Matthew, you've had 4 or 5 months. You ain't put nothing out. You ain't going to put nothing out. I called your bluff. You got drunk and cried. Okay. She wants it now. Yeah. If somebody spoke on mine, if somebody spoke on my family, yeah, I'd like to see it. Or you're just over there running your mouth and nothing else.
Imagine if you spoke about his family. They
Imagine.
would be tearing shit up over in that chat. He would be freaking the hell out. Well, it wouldn't, it's not as dramatic, but the feelings are the same. You're the person who tried to cast aspersions on the children in Soup's home. Well, and also the child who's now an adult who's not in Soup's home.
Right. Right.
And there is nothing there. But again, just like with the thing that you said about Wee Frosty, you leave it out there in the air for people to sort of add their own thoughts to and for it to be carried on. You say this thing, and then some idiot is going to say in another chat, oh, and of course, Soup's son has got you. No,
Yeah.
he's never done anything.
No.
People would bend over backwards to have a son with the sort of character
Yeah.
and spirit that Soup's son has got. I'm not even going to say his name because you don't deserve to know his name.
No. That boy.
That's why she wants to know. That's why she wants to know. You're the person who put this out there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you don't actually want to address it again because you're full of shit.
Yeah. You didn't want to address it because you don't have it. What you wanted to do was deflect and play this dumbass game that you like to play. You looked a fool last night, Matthew. That's embarrassing. I didn't even figure this would be up this morning. I figured you'd take that shit down. I would have. I'd have been embarrassed. But no, I'm sure they're all patting you on the back and telling them, well, you told her. You sure told her, Matthew. This is, y'all need to get it together.
I'm just pouring tea. I will be muting because otherwise it sounds like I'm in the bathroom with the gushing water. So
Okay.
excuse me a moment.
You're good.
Now, bitch, you ain't getting shit now. But being called a bitch a whole bunch of times, and you gonna sit there and take it. Look, you just sitting there taking it, bitch, bitch, bitch. She's just right there, just taking it because you have to. Because YouTube is your life as well. Now, if it wasn't, you'd have been gone. You'd have left. But you willing to windmill so hard.
Matthew, you're so pathetic. It has nothing to do with YouTube being my life. It's just me simply in your chat asking you the same thing over and over and over again. Receipts. Do you have the receipts? Do you have the receipts? It actually had nothing to do with windmilling for Tanga. Again, I'll ask, do you have these receipts? Receipts. That's all I'm focused on. You're all over the place, my dude. Literally. You're all over the place. Your driving was all over the place.
Yes, all over the place, mentally and physically. There were moments when I was concerned, especially when you came up and there were people working on the side of the road. And I was just like, I'm so grateful that you slowed down and paid some fucking attention to the fact that there was at least equipment and possibly workers on the side of the highway.
Yeah. I was scared for him. I don't even like this guy, but I was like, I'm scared for him and the people on the road. And nobody in that chat was like, yeah, this ain't looking good, Matthew. You need to pull over. J. Marie over there, he's driving. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. He went live, didn't he? Did he go live or
Exactly.
what?
Why go live and talk about the situation knowing that you're driving? knowing that you can't give someone a link, knowing that you don't have the receipts on hand. It was just to have a diatribe of abuse. If you want to be abusive while driving all over the road, why are you being surprised when people ask you questions and give you the same business back?
Yeah, that's
Stop
what I'm.
crying and tell your friend to get offline while he's driving and wait till he gets home. You're meant to be his friend and looking out for him.
Yeah. So look out for him. Tell your friend, dude, you looked stupid last night and you made this accusation. So she's asking for the receipts. It's about her family. So yeah, you should cough it up. And if it was Jay Marie, my God, everybody would, oh my God. Oh my God. The crying that would, oh God, how could you say that? Oh, where's the receipt? Stop. Y'all just need to knock it off.
So hard. Because it means everything to you. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. You going you gonna make it home with me. That's right. Soup's going home with me. Bitch ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I watched that whole drive home and it was scary. And then you get home, Matthew, you don't even drop a link. You just disappeared. Like poof, he's gone. Where'd this mofo go? I thought you was going to go home and drop a link. Your whole time, you just wait till I get home. You just wait. Ooh, I'm going to drop a link. He gets home. He doesn't do shit but turn off the live. What'd you do? Walk into your door? What happened? Did you stay up all night? Yeah.
Eliza's right. He is really bothered that we're not bothered by him calling names. The whole bitch thing, oh, you're going to sit there and you're going to take it. What? You calling me bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I'm not moved by that. That meant nothing. Again, I stayed focused and asked receipts. Do you have the receipts? You can say bitch 50,000 more times for all I care.
I used to have the T-shirt that said, "I'm not a bitch, I'm the bitch, and it's Miss Bitch to you."
Yeah. So address me correctly.
She's gonna sit there and wait. Then I'm gonna end the live anyway. And she's gonna be right there, still typing. The last one to type. And then I'm gonna strike up another one and drop that motherfucking link.
What happened to that
That's
second
the one
one
that's gonna
with the
matter.
link?
That's the one. Don't get up there.
Yeah. That's a good question. I thought he had a second live. Did it not happen?
No, I saw that it was planned, and I thought sort of it was conveniently planned for several hours later than when he got home.
Mm.
Presumably, he was waiting until he was pretty certain that you were in bed. And I thought that he would go live and that he might actually drop a link, knowing that, like, it's the
Just
middle of the
not.
night for me and it's past bedtime for you.
Yep.
And he might feel brave and decide to go live and drop the link. But no, as is the way, he is Mr. All Gong and No Dinner. He bangs the gong saying, "Come and get it, come and get it." And then when you turn up, there's nothing on the table.
Nothing.
And it was very much a case of that. He banged the gong and offered nothing.
It's a shame.
Asking for favors, bitch, because you get called out your name. So don't come up there with favors that you need me to do for you. If anything, you get the panel and be quiet. Shit.
Now, Matthew, you and I both know that would never happen. I'd get on that panel and I would take over. You would have to mute me, motherfucker. Because I'd keep asking you, where's these receipts? And I promise you I'd stay focused. You're not going to get me fired up like that. I want one thing from you. And I know you just don't have that one thing, do you? No.
Yeah, if you think that you're going to do that to me, I suggest that you go back and listen to when Queen Bee thought she could do it to me. Um, as somebody who runs the panel, you always have the option of muting people or kicking them off. And no doubt that's what you would eventually do. But you certainly wouldn't run me off if I decided to get up and talk to you. And can I say that listening to this,
I
I still
know.
can't make out everything that's being said, but overall, what it sounds like is one of those found footage after a mass shooter incident where they dig up the video in the guy's home and
Yeah,
somebody leaks it on YouTube.
it
That's what you sound
does.
like.
It
It
does.
sounds like the recording of someone who did a mass shooting 3 weeks ago,
Oh, it
and this
does.
is like a posthumous footage that was found when they went through his apartment full of jars of urine. Um, and pictures of Britney Spears all over the wall. You sound unhinged, my dude. Your last hinge is barely hinging.
It does. It sounds like the real raw, uncut version of a madman. That's what it sounds like, and you can barely hear anything. When you go live, you should probably roll up your windows because your audio sucked.
Motherfucker, I'm not Susan. You hit my panel and get embarrassed, bitch. Fuck you talking to? What?
Oh, and that favour that you did us doing a voiceover of Ziggy's trailer, which I wrote, you didn't do anything other than speak.
Yep.
And you do have a good voice. I'm not taking that away from you. But don't worry about it. I've already found a different voice to use.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry. You know, we plugged your channel on the end of that. It was a mutually beneficial thing. You're
Yep.
going to say now that it was like you were doing us some big favour. You don't have to worry. I've replaced the voice on that. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. So you ain't got to worry about that no more, Matthew. Just let that go. And there's a reason I'm letting this play. Um, because this is honestly the last time. Um, yeah, no, Pixie. He says bitch like it's a bad thing. Keep saying it. Um, but because this is the last time, I want to make sure I get everything off my chest. So replaying this, even though the audio is so horrible, it sparks my memory to say what it is I definitely want to say.
No, we don't look at YouTube the same. Mm-mm. They are not like us. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not at all. Not like us at all. Man. Woo. It's crazy.
That is the greatest compliment that you can pay
If they in
me,
Discord, that was a basic
Matthew.
like no Ziggy zone. The bitch
I
said,
don't.
that bitch said, yes, it does matter who you hang with. It does matter. Yes. Yes. Well, bitch, take your ball and go home. Fuck. God damn. Take your ball and go home. As a matter of fact, as a matter
Sorry, Pearl, I stepped away again.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I was just making going to make the point that when he goes on about that we're not like him, not like
Yeah,
them.
you're right. You're right.
Wow, nothing makes me better. I'm happier than that. Sometimes the greatest compliment someone can pay you is to say that they have nothing in common with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I do appreciate him saying they're not like us. That's one nice thing he did say last night, and I do appreciate that. Hey, Shuby Mom, good to see you.
And him saying the thing about the sort of take your ball and go home. This is not like that. We're
No,
not in some sort of perpetual contest where we want to play repeat games. Um, it's not even the ball is not on the field. What's on the field is your promise that you've got a whole team of facts and screenshots that you're ready to bring out with a big parade. And then there's nothing. There's you and a ball. Where's the team?
yeah, Yeah. Linterest. Lenny over there whispering the quotes to you about healing. Oh, God.
Matter of fact, I did take a quick screenshot and I sent it to a couple of people. Now, if any of them people I sent it to are willing to admit they have it, they can say something in the chat. It's a little something that I'm sure Certified might want to see. Now, it's crazy. Why on earth would Tanga ever be trying to prove to me that she doesn't have a man when she has a man? Why on earth would she be trying to do that? Why on earth would she be trying to show me screenshots of her phone and how she's about to send this message? I bet she never even sent that message to him.
That is one goofy laugh right there. And dude, you keep talking about Tanga and now certified. Okay, they're close friends. They have been for years. But again, I was there asking you for one thing. I don't give a fuck about Tanga and certified in that man. I mean, I love Tanga. She's a friend. But what you were talking about, I didn't give a damn about. I kept asking you for receipts, and you just keep going back to Tanga, now certified. Is there any end in sight here with this obsession that you have? You've got to let it go. This is unhealthy. You're looking really bad out here. It's embarrassing.
uh, Now, the only reason or the only way Certified is going to talk to me is when he's actually done with her. Because what I'm going to tell him, he's going to be done with her. And if not, ooh, he'll just look like a fool, I guess.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Matthew, the other day, you said that she was supposed to be getting married to somebody. Okay, and that she better hurry up and get married before you do this live you're going to do shitting on her. Okay, because you know you're shitting on everybody. You're very backed up. Now it's about certified. Now certified, or she better tell certified some bullshit whatever you're going on about in that car. Like, I thought she was getting married to some dude. Now it's certified won't be with her after this. Dude, get it together.
You know? Everybody knows, I guess. But like I said, though, still driving. We still driving over here, y'all. We still driving.
There he is, y'all, driving under duress. This man is stressed out. He's trying to cover it up with laughter and jokes. But I'm telling y'all, my live that two lives I had to do too, that I done yesterday had him so tore up that, like, I don't even know. Maybe I shouldn't even have done this to this morning. Is he going to be okay later? Is he going to get out driving like this again? Dude, calm down. Pull it together.
I think you have to underline that there's an ending to it for you. Once you know that he's not going to be forthcoming and that he's acting unhinged like this, you have to put the line at the end of it and go, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be responsible for you spinning out.
Yeah. That's exactly it,
But I
Paul.
will say to you again, the things that he's saying here about getting in touch with other people that Tanga has had any sort of friendship with who happen to be male. Would you tolerate this if this was Tanga on a live talking about how she needs to get with his ex-wife or soon to be ex-wife to talk about how he may have behaved towards the women in the past and things that he'd said? You wouldn't tolerate that, and quite rightly so.
No.
Why are you sitting and tolerating this just because you don't like the jerks? He is concentrating on one woman in an unhinged way, and because you don't like us as a group, you're fine with it. You need to do some self-examination.
I agree. And Pearl, last night I told you, as we're watching it at the end, I'm like, whoa, this was even more clarity that the dude has nothing, and he's just, it's like the a tears of a clown on YouTube. That's all I'm seeing now. A very unhinged feller who can't hold it together. His life is falling apart. And I don't know what he thought he had going with Tanga, but I think it's more than that. I think he's projecting some of his. I have no clue what's going on in his real life. Don't give a damn. But coming on YouTube acting like this, that's why today will be the end, because nothing will come of this. Nothing.
And these people need to think about their behavior, because you're stumbling into dangerous legal territory by letting yourself getting so worked up about something that's happened online. We're seeing it now with Perp's crew, where they've managed to talk themselves into a situation which is very similar to a case of another YouTube channel that has currently got charges for
Yeah.
talking about revenge porn on a live.
Oh God.
They
Yeah.
are in exactly the same situation because they couldn't let something go and they had to try and humiliate someone. And so they went a step too far. You are getting into this same dangerous territory. And I would say to all of you that you, you keep it on the line of legality. You're
Mhm.
getting too worked up. You need to chill,
Yeah.
move on.
He really does. And he claims that he stole my line a little bit. I just came here to have a good time, laugh, and cut up. Uh, Matthew, like Pearl said, I don't think so. This is kind of getting into dangerous territory now. And if your friends won't tell you, I will. You need to chill.
We almost there. It was getting warm. Let me turn my AC out. It was almost 9 a.m. Why? Oh, I'm too tired to see. Oh, God. Yo, you ever drive through construction? You be real tired. You be close as a motherfucker to them barrels. Yo, close.
And this is him talking about hey Iris, that have you ever been driving and you're real tired and you get way too close to those barrels when you're going through construction? Yeah, Matthew, this ain't it, buddy. I don't know if you were drinking or
Still, nobody in the chat who say that they care about his children said to him, Matthew, get off the live stream while you're driving. You all care so much, don't you? But no, you wanted the drama. You were fiending for the drama so much that you sat there while he said something like that, while driving irresponsibly, while laughing like a maniac. And you just thought that it was like fun.
Mm-hmm.
You should have had more responsibility. He's got 7 children at home. You know this. You make such a big deal about it all the
Oh
time. You
God.
go on about he's tired, he's moving home, all this sort of thing, and you said nothing.
Nothing. And let's remember, he is responsible for those 7 children. We got to hear about it all the time. Good for him. Good that he is a responsible father and takes care of his children. But let me tell you something. He is their father, so he's supposed to. If it was a woman, she wouldn't be getting any pats on the back like that, I promise you. But I will give him this.
No, if she was a woman, people would be saying, "You chose to have 7 kids, get on with it,
Uh huh.
bitch."
Yep. Women don't
But
get
no,
those
because he's a
passes.
man, it's just like in that video, the man where Taylor Swift's pretending to be a man, and all she does is pick up that child, and everybody's like, oh, "World's greatest dad." It's like, fine, but
Yeah.
getting away from that to the true reality of this, he has just told you that he's tired about driving too close to barrels. You see his screen, you hear him laughing like a maniac, and you do nothing, but you're his friends.
But you're
You're the
asking,
people who care about him. You care about that family. You're the good guys.
yeah,
Miss me with that bullshit.
yeah, please miss me. Don't ever come at me with that ever again. I swear I'll embarrass your soul every day. Every day. Look, I've held back on a lot because I just thought it ain't worth it. And some of y'all would be crying.
Hey, Iris.
Yeah, hey, hun. But don't ever come at me again about anything. I swear. You all really like to be the ones to talk about us being on our moral high horse, but yet you're over the guide. Y'all just need to knock it the fuck off. The hypocrisy is real. Um, yeah, Matthew does take care of his children. I'll give him that. Good on him. So those children need him. So Matthew, you need to never do this again. Don't ever let a live trigger you like this again, where somebody is just simply asking you for receipts when you've went on and on and on for months about this. If you can't handle it, shut up. Just shut the fuck up and get home and go to bed.
And you girls, you women over there need to assess whether you actually do. You go on about, oh, men and women could be friends. Of course they can. I've had male friends since university. You're not telling me anything fucking earth shattering.
Right.
But if you really are his friends, you should be able to speak to him honestly and completely. And I don't believe that any of you had the nerve to speak to him about this, because you could see that he was off on one of his diatribes about Tanga, and you were just there to enjoy the drama. If somebody won't listen to you, tell them the truth. I mean, hey, as recently as last week, Soup called me on something, and I was grateful for it. That's what friends do. Uh, but you didn't have the nerve to call him on this. Um, your friendship is an awful lot of play acting.
Sure is. Hey, Six Up. Good to see you, hun. Good morning. And as friends, we have to do that sometimes. That's just the way it is. It's not the end of the world. He will not crumble, or will he? If you tell him, Matthew, what you're doing, it's not a good look. You need to stop talking about Tanga. And you brought up Soup's family. Of course, she's going to be feeling away and asking you questions. What did you expect? And now you're driving recklessly, talking about hitting barrels. But you all were too busy worried about me in the chat. And I'm so sorry to Lise. Is it Lise Levesque? I didn't read your comments, hon. I don't usually read comments. It's rare. Every now and again, when I'm focused on something, I might pay attention to one or two. But usually I don't care about anybody else in the chat except who I'm speaking to. That's just me. So next time this happens, if it ever happens anywhere, I ain't talking about Matthews, probably don't address me, because I'm probably not even paying attention to you. That's just the way it is. And I get what you were trying to do. Look at me, Matthew. Look at me windmilling for you. I sure told her. Girl, that fell on deaf ears. I didn't read it.
Gotta close this shit right now. Alright. This motherfucker is closed. Hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. Hey, whole Sherry's in here, so shit. Yo, that bitch Sherry was like, yo, I was reading signs around it. Bitch, shut the fuck up. That bitch said I was reading.
Oh, that reminds me, real quick, Matthew. Quit lying and saying you didn't watch my live yesterday, my 2 lives. Yeah, you did. Because about right here at this point, you start to say things that only somebody who watched would have known. Okay. So now how about you actually quit lying about watching something, saying you didn't watch it? You know how you swore that we watched your live with Ziggy? I'm sorry, we didn't. I did, however, watch Cursed with Curiosities, clip of it. That's it. But how about you tell the truth and stop lying and saying you didn't watch mine when you did?
Signs around town. Shut the fuck up. Bitch came up with a whole docket number for me driving around. Hey, how'd that work for y'all bitches? I think it worked well for me because I gained hella more subs. I mean, shit. Fuck. Yo, I should set up an interview with Mary. She fucking hates my guts right now. Yeah. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said.
Now, this is him talking about his wife, the mother of his children. I don't know why he is sharing that with the public about his wife hating his guts and setting up an interview with her. This if it's a woman, he's going through the line. Sherry, ex-wife, Sue, Tanga, Pearl, Jinkies, whoever. This is all he cares about. Yeah, exactly. 6 up. So you will. And yeah, he's exploited his own. Yeah. And I remember when his wife came on the scene and I was like, man, anybody has her on their panel, they ain't shit for that.
Yeah,
Guess who
we condemned
had,
it then.
yeah, guess
And I
who
feel the
had,
same. I feel the same if he has her up there, and if she's perhaps had a drink or two, and he's sort of rolling her out as a sort of show pony for people to come and look at while he peppers her with questions. This is the mother of your children, and even if you can't have any sort of decent relationship with her, you should be honouring your kids and respecting her as their mother. What about their feelings?
agreed. And you know who did have her on, Matthew? Purple. She exploited that situation. You know, your friend now, Purple. She sure did. I would never. If she hit me up today, I'd say, nah, nope. Go talk to your husband. You all work it out. You know why?
And let
Because
me
this is
tell you,
none of
she
my
was in
business.
your chat last night, and she would hit your wife up if your wife contacted her today to go on there and talk about you. She would be fine with that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter that she was in your chat last night, but you kid yourself.
Mm-hmm. Hell, Matthew, Purple would have one of your children on. Believe that.
Yep.
Yo, because Mary will fucking do this. Oh, if Mary knew how much Tango was in love with me, she wouldn't do that. Definitely wouldn't do that shit.
Even here, he is trying to play two women against each other. Tanga and Mary. Mary's his wife.
I feel for his wife and I feel for his wife's friends because if what we've seen of his obsession about Tanga over the last few months, how long has his wife been in his life?
Long time.
Don't tell me this is new behavior because I won't believe you.
Mm-mm. No, this is something he's been doing probably most of his life. And I kind of see why his wife acted the way she did, not justifying it by no means, but yeah, I can kind of see why she was spiraling there a couple of times. And Matthew, you could have stopped that, but I think you feed into it. I think you tell her things to upset her. And it's a shame that you do that. You really think it's a game. One of these days, it won't be a game. Playing around with people like that and playing with their emotions, just not, no, it's dangerous.
Oh, wait a minute, she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't. Never mind. I'm just playing. She wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't.
Well, if she
And this
was,
is without.
Matthew, she got over it pretty fucking quick because she hasn't been crying on our shoulders.
No, no. And I'm almost done here. And then I'll give and Pearl will give our final conclusion.
Certified. This is without any info from certified. Because at some point, I know dude is sick of being told she ain't even got no woman. She ain't even got no one. Matter of fact, she got a whole new man. Damn. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that she never even broke up. So wouldn't that prove that? I think it was you that said that, right? Or was that Pearl? I don't know. One of you motherfucking knows said that shit. But allow me to prove you wrong. I mean, I could just do that right there, right? So somebody asked certified. He's still not broke up, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's not.
But you didn't listen to the live.
No, he
You
didn't listen
used the
to it.
exact same term that Soup used, whole new man. But you didn't listen to the live. Okay,
No.
then.
Yeah.
You should take that psychic act on the road then.
Uh-huh.
You should probably give Ziggy a few tips. If you can genuinely
Oh, yeah.
perceive things like that without actually watching them, you might actually be able to do something with the waving wires and the
Yeah.
little tarot cards that could earn you some money.
I see a collaboration in the works.
Bitch, you
And
listen.
that was me skipping ahead because I'm trying to wrap this up. And he's still going on about certified and this new man in Tanga's life. But yeah, he didn't listen to the live. It's just so funny too that it's just that easy to fire him up like this. He didn't even get it, and that's fine. Don't get it. Stay lost.
He's never been broken up. And as a matter of fact, yes. All of a sudden, this bitch is trying to make. They're trying to get married.
Guy, you need to get better
You know why?
informed.
Certified, you know why? All of a sudden she's trying to get niggas. She ain't trying to marry you niggas. She gonna say it, but she ain't gonna marry your ass. You know why she's saying that? Because if you already just, if you're her financy, I swear to God, that's the funniest word. Ever since I heard somebody say fiance that way, I can't stop saying it. But if you're her financy, it might not hurt so much.
I swear to God, you're like the Joker sitting on the bus, giggling to yourself while everybody else looks and goes, "This dude's crazy."
I
I don't know whether
swear.
you think that you're that you're coming across as sort of relaxed, but every single thing that comes out of your mouth shows how unrelaxed and very bothered you are. And the laughing just sounds
That's
manic.
that's what I was going to say, Pearl. I actually pictured it in my head after he laughs. I'm seeing like real tears rolling down his cheeks. Like, are you okay, dude? This is not coming across as relaxed, unbothered, uh, fucking around. This comes across as you really are snapping out.
I mean, I have to say, it worried me that you were driving and the way you were driving. But on the other hand, I was glad to know that you were actually in a car and not up in the clock tower about to go off with some sort of, AR-15 or goodness knows what, or threatening to do the big leap because you don't sound right.
Yes, comes across has hysterics. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
Tits
not
is
just,
in the chat.
yeah,
Tits, you no business having bitch.
yeah, no business having, bitch. What
I
can I do?
tell you what, if you've got if this non-existent business is paying so well, you need to give me your non-existent business tips because I'd like to not have a business too.
Yeah, we're almost done with this. Whew.
Oh shit! Oh, we almost at the crib. We almost at the crib. No, we damn near at the crib, y'all.
Yeah, he said the crib. The crizzle. Yeah, what are you, 47? I never pull up to my house and say, yo, we're at the crizzle, the crib. No.
Oh man, I can't wait to address all this shit in the chat. Oh, I missed everything. What I tell you? I told you I don't be lying about shit, man. I'm still not lying. I told you I'm taking this bitch home. We pulling in the driveway. I don't be lying about shit. Okay,
Okay, now y'all listen up. He's talking about me. Yep, I stayed in there the whole time. I was waiting for a link. I never got one. Well, just listen. Just listen.
I do lie about shit. I told you I don't be lying about shit, man. I'm still not lying. I told you I'm taking this bitch home. We pulling in the driveway. I don't be lying about shit. Okay, I do lie about shit, but not too much to y'all.
I mean, he told y'all. Okay, I don't lie. Oh, no, okay, I do lie about a lot of shit. And sometimes they tell you it comes from their own mouth, you know. Yeah, you lied. Because you never showed me a damn thing. I didn't see one receipt. I just heard the tears of a clown falling on your lap. That's all I heard through this whole embarrassing live.
To like Mary and oh yeah, plenty, hella lives. So y'all bitches, I be saying shit that hurts that y'all don't want to believe it. Oh, wait till my Wi-Fi kicks in. Oh yeah. Yep, we here, y'all. We at the crib. Ooh, look at we Frosty that came in this bitch. Oh, look at hey we not doing that short no more because me and you had little conversations too. I mean, we had something worked out. I mean, you didn't tell nobody about them conversations, did you? That we
Grand Rising, Godmama. He's doing it again. He sees we in the chat. And he does what he always does. Oh, you didn't tell anybody about them conversations we had. Again, the power of persuasion to get the chat to think that there was a conversation that's detrimental, that's just so damning that he had with Wee Frosty. We're almost done.
fucking with kids, dog. Is that true? That's crazy, dog. That's wild. I hope that's not true though. That's crazy. Dog, why
But
y'all
it is wonderful
yo?
that you gave us all your tells there, Matthew. That exactly how you phrased that obvious lie is exactly how you've been phrasing all the things that you're going to say about Tanga and all the things that are going to make us turn against her. You use the same tone of voice, the same phrasing. And that's how I know it's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
You tell on yourself.
He does, Pearl. And I'm sure y'all heard the end and what he was trying to allude to in that ending right there. This is what Matthew does. And yeah, so that's why I'm making a line in, there's been a line in the sand for a little bit now. When you mention mine, there's a line. You talk about we like that when you know that ain't nothing but a lie, Matthew. Yeah, see, things are changing now. Thank you, God, Mama. And I don't think it's the CBD messing with him like that. I think this is him. I think this is his personality. A lot of people peeped him a long time ago. TJ, Six Up, Shiny. There's been a lot of people that are like, nah, Dree. They didn't have a good feeling about him. And they were indeed correct. Or CBD. What did I say? CDC, CBD, whatever the hell. It ain't THC. And they were correct about him. He is unhinged. He's dangerous, in my opinion, the way he's behaving now. And he don't have any receipts. If he would have had them, he would have shown them. You don't go this long crying and snotting about something. And then when the person finally responds to you, uh, you don't show what you claim that you've been having in your back pocket to show it. You know, he's always talking about shitting on people. I'm going to shit. Oh, when I do this live. Oh, when I do this live. Okay. I asked you yesterday to do the live. The only live you did was driving to me intoxicated and just looking like a complete idiot. It is 6 up at this point. It's kind of funny. It's kind of scary. I don't know. Something. This is why after today, I don't want any more parts of it. I didn't want any parts of it. I hadn't addressed him. None of us did. We wouldn't speak on him, mention him, nothing. I just don't think it's worth it anymore after today. I gave him one shot. I gave him 24 hours. And this is what I got. Shit or get off the pot. Exactly.
I
Whatever he
was
says now.
interested to see if he was actually going to say something. I'm not interested in him playing games and sort of like offering an empty box, sort of like pretending he's going to give you the box and then he's snatching the box. I don't want all this bullshit games. I'm not interested in watching your lives. I'm not interested in your lies and your digs at people. I'm not interested in any insults that you got for me. Go for it. It means nothing to me. Anything that you say about me is meaningless. But what I would say, and I'm deadly serious here, please know that I'm saying this seriously. You people in his chat, mostly women, if you seriously consider him your friend, and if you seriously care about his family, you need to step up and say to him that he needs to drive more responsibly, that he needs to not get so unhinged about this, and for his own psychological safety and physical safety, that he needs to let this go. This was not a significant relationship in any way on either side. The one thing that Jane Marie said in the chat last night that was actually true, I don't know how much she believes it, but I do, was that no one should be looking for a relationship online. And
Yep.
I think that's very true. He needs to get over this for his own well-being, regardless of whether he thinks he's upsetting Tanga or not, which he isn't. She's got things going on
No.
in her life that are making her far happier than talking to any guy on the internet could ever make her.
Yep.
You need to put yourself first, Matthew, and your children first. Get a grip. And if you people can sit there and not see how dangerous some of his behaviour is and not care enough about him over the drama to talk to him and get him to act responsibly, then you're not really his friends, or you
No.
don't really have that strength of relationship where you feel that you can talk to him. So miss me with that whole, he's your champion and your brother and
Yep.
all this routine.
Oh God.
Uh, I have never seen so many white women type with the black accent in all my life.
He's my
Uh,
bro.
but seriously, speak to him. If he's your friend, speak to him. Tell him to get a grip on his life.
Please. I mean, because this isn't going to go anywhere good. I mean, what are you all going to have to hear about Tanga for another 4 or 5 months? And we're not even over there listening to it? Is that what y'all really want? Or do y'all want duck races? I don't know. I don't know. This wouldn't be it, like if the content creator I was watching was just talking about, you know, his heartbreak over and over and over and how he's going to shit on everybody. I don't know. I think I'd find something else to watch. Yeah. I really would. Matthew ain't going to do nothing. He don't have nothing. And if he does at this point, I don't even care. I really don't. So, yeah, shit or get off the pot. And you could have shitted on me last night, and you didn't, did you? You wouldn't even drop a link, Matthew. You got home and cut that shit off. I mean,
I swear to God, the insanity is digging in deep over there. And I feel like we're 8 days away from Linny turning up with cornrows on her avatar picture.
I'm dead.
And
Him and Purple be good buddies next too, and she'll be reciting interest. Nothing shocks me anymore. Mm-mm. But one thing will stay the same over here. Um, yeah, we're good, Matthew. And Matthew, when I spoke to you, I knew not to ever share with you. When I spoke to you, it was only about YouTube. And you would talk about these interviews you wanted to do. And I'd be like, yeah, man, if you can do that, get it, go. That's great. Do your interviews. Um, so there's nothing damning in those messages. I listen to them all. No, stars, because I've got her blocked. And I'm going to tell you something. That is one of the most refreshing things to be in a chat that Lenny's in and she's just typing away and you don't see it. You don't even have to see it because you got her blocked. So
there
I
is
didn't see
nothing
it.
more hilarious than a white woman code switching between internet chat rooms. You're not even black, you don't need to code switch. But there you are doing normal Linny speech in other chats, and then suddenly you're in Matthews with the full on blaccent in
Well,
your
didn't
text
she?
typing.
Wasn't she? What was she? A couple of weeks ago, she was using the word mate. Like, tell me what's happening, mate. Do you remember that? I remember seeing a screenshot where she was using the word mate.
Yeah,
I,
I think that she might have picked that up from Colleen or somebody in the UK, but yeah.
yeah.
Um, I can think of a sort of English slang term that you can use when referring to him, but it ain't mate.
Eliza said, yep, I block her and Nightbot. That's a good idea to block at Nightbot. Good morning, Metal Clips. I know I went live kind of early because I definitely wanted to get this out of my system and then shut it down after this because after this, I don't see that there will be anywhere to go with it. If you don't have anything to show us, then I don't know what to. There's nothing more to do. Yeah, I asked you yesterday to show it. I called your bluff and told you what to do, and it was just a sad state of affairs. And Lise Levesque, I don't know what you're doing. Really, I don't care, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I just don't. Um, but addressing me like that in a chat, I don't know you like that, Lise. Nothing bad has ever happened between us. We haven't exchanged any words. I would be careful windmilling for somebody that's going to turn on you in about 5 months. And I just bought you some time there, okay? Because he's going to try harder to hang on and not turn on you all because I called it out. So I just bought you some time and you should thank me. But it will.
This is the voice of experience talking, so you might want to listen.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just bought you a little bit of time, but trust and believe he will get bored of you all and think, who can I pit against each other? He's looking in his chat right now thinking, who's the next two females I'm going to pit against each other? And it will happen. And yep, I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, don't come over here, okay? After him speaking on my family, and he knows nothing of my family and what he said about Wee Frosty and any of my friends. Yeah, we'll never be cool. Like Tiny said, it's fuck you forever. And no war. It's not a war. It's just you go that way, I'll go this way.
There are some things that you don't speak flippantly about and you don't joke about. And people messing with kids is one of them. And if
Yep.
you don't get that as the father of seven, that makes me feel anxious. You driving irresponsibly made me feel anxious. The possibility that you've got anything in a screenshot does not give me any anxiety whatsoever. And can I salute Eliza for her consistency? That the two things that she's got
Yes.
blocked are Linny and Nightbot. The same systems that regurgitate 10 phrases over and over again. Yeah, it makes perfect sense that you would block both. Yeah, 90 days. 90 days seems to be a very telling number in reality TV drama, doesn't it? So it's probably just as suitable for drama on the internet. But they're going to continue to simp. They're invested in the drama, um, which is sad because really, last night was a spectacle. And if it didn't give you the slightest concern that he didn't seem fully hinged, that he made throwaway comments about when you're very tired driving and driving too close to barrels, when you saw his behaviour behind the wheel and you knew that he had children at home that he had to look after as the significant caregiver, and none of you said a word. I'm
Mm.
glad my friends will speak to me about things, that they care for me enough that even something that is so minor compared to this bullshit that he's pulling, they'll
Right.
say, "Are you okay with this? What's going on?" And none of you said a word. And don't tell me you were communicating with him by other means, because that stresses me even more. What you're saying, he was online, he was live streaming, he was driving irrationally, he was laughing hysterically, and you're telling me you were communicating with him as well by the phone. Fucking hell. That's
Right.
not going to help.
No. But that's probably what they'll come up with. I talked to my friend behind the scenes. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And if you did, that's even more concerning because, like, he needed any more distractions. I think not. Um, yeah, that was a mess of a live, and I really did walk away from that live thinking, okay, oh God, he is just really an unhinged dude who's got he's got a lot of work he needs to do, as Lenny would say, shadow work. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, he does. He's got a lot of other things going on, and I don't think us or Tanga are your concern. You definitely wasn't my concern. And I'm sure you can find some other women to pit against each other, Matthew. But after this, I pay you dust. Unless you got something you want to show. But again, you could have done that last night and you didn't. You could have done it 4 months ago and you didn't. You haven't and you won't. You're going to have to make up some shit at this point.
Look, if he ever shows receipts, real or not, on screen, somebody will drop us the details, the clips. We don't need to watch you. If you ever come out with anything of any concern, we'll eventually hear about it. We don't have to watch you to find out. I am not sitting there with bated breath, hoping that you're actually going to seal the deal and put your receipts on the table, because you're not going to do it. And should you, at some stage in the future, when everybody has lost interest, conjure up some screenshots, real or not,
Fundy.
somebody will email us.
Sorry. There's Miss Fundi Fee. I haven't seen her in a while. Shout out to you, Fundi. Love you. Blessings. Oh. Yeah, if he conjures up some, look, I don't have to be over there watching to see him. Somebody will send him. That's enough for me. And I'll look them over and I'll know whether they're, and God, don't try to get nothing by on Pearl. If it's faked, photoshopped, uh, do not test Pearl with that. She will spot it. You too, Fundi. So you might want to remember that. If you don't know that about Pearl, she can always remember that when the I didn't understand what everybody was freaking out about when the princess and the prince over there leaked or a photo was leaked of her hand around her kids or something. And I'm like, what is the big deal? And you had to explain that picture to me of the hands.
Yes, there were about 6 or 7 spots that had not been very well photoshopped on it. And just at a brief look, people people might have just thought into it, but you didn't have to look that hard. Once something's pointed out to you, you can't unsee it. And I expect that you may very well know somebody who can put things together a little bit better than, say, Tabby. God love you, Tabby, but you are not. You are not up to the job of photoshopping stuff. But even the most experienced Photoshop people can be caught out by little details, because eventually you look at something for too long, you don't really see it. And then somebody comes with fresh eyes and they will spot whatever it is that you fucked up quite easily.
And Pearl catches everything. If there is anything wrong in a picture that had been added or taken away, Pearl will find it every time. So, Pearl, Fundi, will you drop your link, Pearl? I think you would love Fundi. I think you would really enjoy her channel.
Oh, well, you will definitely have to drop me the link then, because you put me onto Auntie, and I've seen several of Auntie's things and really enjoyed them. So yeah, please do.
Well, Fundi is she's an intellectual, quite like yourself. I feel like you and her would get lost in conversation for days, and we'd never get you back, probably.
Yeah, I'm done. You don't have to sell me anymore. Drop me the link. Let me see. Oh, talking about Cody, off Sister Wives guy.
Oh yeah, Cody fumbled the ball bad. He did. He lost them all, Fundi, and everybody thinks that him and Robin are getting a divorce. I don't think so. No, she's going to
I
stick.
don't think he would want to lose control of that last one. But what I do love is that now the financial situation is with everybody getting their share rather than it going through him. That's how it should have been from the beginning. But of course, he wants the patriarchy back, doesn't he?
No,
He wants to be the master of all he surveys. It must be a hella blow to him that a company has dealt with it properly and given the money to the individuals who are now working with them, rather than it all going through him. Um, I
oh yeah,
imagine that they saw very little of the actual money.
because he
So
was
now it must be great for them.
yeah, he was the one dispersing it through Cody Brown LLC. And once they weren't really divorces, but you know what I'm saying, those spiritual marriages were finalized. I'm sure that they were like, listen, Sharp Entertainment, um, you don't need to be given my paycheck through Cody anymore. That can come directly to us, as far as Mary, Christine, and Janelle. And that's what pissed him off. Him and Robin really thought that they were going to keep running off with the money through the family like that. But that's not how it is. It's not a family anymore.
I must admit, as Metal Clips has said, I did wonder whether the loss of their son in such awful circumstances might be the end of it, because I don't know whether I could
I could not.
allow the world into that amount of pain in my life. If you've lost anybody that you love,
Well,
you
they
know what it's
say
like.
they, from what I understand, she wants to educate people on suicide. And if that's what she wants to do, I commend her. It couldn't be me. It would That was my son. I just don't think I could do it, but I respect that that's what she wants to do. For me, it would
I
just be
think if
too
she can
personal.
use it in that way, that would be something good that could come out of it. And like you said, if she can do that, that's amazing. But I wonder how qualified and in the right he is so immediately after it has happened to be able to do that. That perhaps she might have wanted to go through the grief process a bit more. But quite often, when you lose somebody like that, you do want to try
Hmm.
and say and reach out to people. But it's just as likely that you're in so much shock. I mean, I can't, unless you know somebody who's survived losing someone that they love in that way,
Hmm.
unless you know a friend who has decided to take themselves out of this world in that way, it's hard to explain to people the shock because it is a different type of grief. Because
Yeah.
grief is bad enough when you know somebody is going to die, when
Yeah.
somebody's been ill for a long time. You think you're prepared, you're never prepared.
No.
But there's a certain way in which your heart knows it's a long life well lived. And although you don't want them to go, you know that eventually everybody does. It is a different type of grief to see somebody young and healthy with the world open to them if they could get over the terrible process that they're going through at the time, mentally and emotionally, and to wake up one morning and they're gone. And then you're constantly second guessing yourself as to if you could have done anything. And let me just say here, I've said it before on other shows, you could not have done anything. In the moment that somebody does that, they are utterly convinced they are doing the right thing for themselves and the
Mhm.
right thing for you. They're wrong, but
Yeah.
they're utterly convinced of that. And they really do believe this is the best and only way out for them. And nothing that you saw in previous days would have changed that. And nothing that you could have said would have changed that. And short of being there at the very moment that they were taking action, there is nothing you could do to stop that. It, I know that people punish themselves, but it's not on you.
Yeah. And it takes a long time to figure that out, that there would have been nothing you could have said or done to stop it. Um, Vicky, I agree. He better not blame Janelle for anything like that. I gotta say, Janelle is one of the strongest women he ever had in his life. She is a trooper, and she's still going. I was watching one of her lives, her and Christine. Even though I don't care for that multi-level marketing bullshit with Plexus, I'll watch it. And I was watching her and Christine the other day, and I was just amazed at her strength that she can just keep going. But you can see the pain still there. They, I heard that they will talk about Garrison and his passing in this season. So, good morning, Georgette. This has made me look at all calls. Yeah, you know what, Fundi? I agree. Yeah, my son calls, I'm like, let me call him right back. I'm not waiting. If my son calls me, I'm usually answering it just like that because he was only 23 years old. Um, he was on the show, watching the past season. He seemed fine. Um, I watched a couple of McKelty's Patreons, the Watch With Me, where they watched the show back. And she said you would have never known that anything was happening. I've heard rumblings that he was upset with his dad and that Cody wasn't answering his calls. But Cody at that point had all but denounced his children. If you remember, he would say Janelle's kids or Christine's kids, not our kids. But when it came to him and Robin, he would say our kids. So I don't know. I don't know what Cody was thinking.
He's such a scumbag for that.
He is. Those were actually his children. I mean, my God. How do you say her kids when you had those kids with her? Anyway, I will be covering that show. It comes on this Sunday at 8 o'clock, TLC or Discovery Plus. You better have it out, or I will be canceling my subscription. I swear I'll pull a Heidi. I'm canceling. I'm done. Don't make me do that, Discovery Plus. Have that shit out.
It's interesting him saying, um, and Fundy saying that he only relates to little kids as his.
Yes,
What you mean when he's the biggest voice in the room?
that's it.
When they're old enough to have an opinion and a position and to be adults with their own feelings, then they're somebody else's kids. They're his kids when he feels that he's in control of them.
Once they start thinking and speaking for themselves, he doesn't seem to want much to do with them. Yep, you're right. Anyway, y'all.
Oh, just before you go, that phrase has given me chills, Metal Clips. He's super close to the teen stepdaughter. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
he bonded with them, took her to get her nose pierced, but the other one couldn't wear short sleeve shirts. Okay. Whatever. But in conclusion to what we were talking about with Matthew, well, that pretty much wraps it up. Don't you think, Pearl?
I think so. I'm not interested in playing games. You were asked a question, you couldn't answer it. If at some weird point in the future you've got something that is worth looking at, somebody will tell us. We don't have to pay attention to you until then, which is kind of a relief. I don't want to see you putting your life at risk while you laugh like a maniac.
It was
Please,
disturbing.
whatever I feel about you as a person, please behave with a bit more responsibility, because you are the most significant person in 7 children's lives. And you should be worrying about that, not some women on the internet.
No, no, we're not your concern. I've never been your concern. Pearl hasn't. Really, none of us. And I asked you yesterday if you got something to show, show it. It's very simple. You couldn't do it. You went live to me under the influence, live streaming while driving, showing the road. Dude, talk about triggered. You were so triggered at one point while I was live. You post on your community. Wow. You had to stop what you were doing and you're driving to take a picture of the road and tell us how unbothered you were. Shout out to those who go out and do things instead of not worrying about things that don't matter. Dude, I've addressed you one time. You've been talking about this for months. Do you not understand how that looked when you posted that on your community tab? Take that shit down. You were so triggered by my one live or two. It was two because, yeah, y'all know what happened with that first one. That you take a picture while you're driving and post it. And then you go live driving, acting a complete fool. Yeah. So that's my conclusion on Matthew. There's nothing, you got nothing. And if you do show something, somebody will send it to us and we'll look it over. But I'm not worried. And I won't be watching you later. Okay? Yeah. And quit saying Tanga's name. It's really creeping me out. Just let it go. Sometimes in life, Matthew, you just got to move on. It's best for all involved. And at this juncture, like 5 months in, move on.
And if you can't see the ridiculousness of complaining that people are trying to talk to your ex-wife or interfere in your family life and then saying that you're going to get her up to have an interview, if you can't see the ridiculousness of those two statements, then anything that we say to you is us wasting our breath.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he wants like a conversation. I don't think that's what's important to him. A conversation would not be something he would be interested in. He wants to get on his live and make weird sounds and fart noises. I hate a soundboard sometimes. I hate when people that live stream get those. What the hell? Y'all, there is a bear in my yard. Oh my God.
In daylight.
In daylight. I just got a ring notification and I figured it would be a car. What the fuck?
Your neighbour made me laugh when you showed us that ring footage of her going out in the dark. There was a bear at the end of the path, and she was like, "Oh fuck no!"
He's like, nope, nope. I'll never go outside again. Nope, nope. The bear
And
just
I've
looked
just
at
got a
her.
notification that Six Up is live in 30 minutes.
Hell
So
yeah.
I encourage everybody in the chat to head on over there. If somebody wants to drop
Yes,
Six Up's channel,
because I'll be over there. But
I will
first,
definitely be over there.
I gotta get this. This is a male bear too. It's not the female that's been coming around.
Oh
So
hell!
I'm going to be doing the hey bear. Where's Eliza? And banging my pot and pan. But we have to now, which is fine, you know, we've encroached on them for so long. I mean, what do you expect? So we have to learn to live with them, which I have for years, but my neighbors are going to have to start getting used to it too. And understand they're not okay. Yes, bears are, they can be unpredictable, but for the most part, they're curious and they're looking for food. So practice bear safety and put your food away. And yes, they can go through doors. So I'm looking around. I'm going to end this live. I'm going to have to bang my pot and pan and do all the hey bear, go on bear. This
At
is
least you know it's a real bear this time,
oh,
and not
my
Mister
husband. Yes,
pretending to be a bear and
that's
making you jump.
that scared me so bad. They don't trap and release them no more. Um, which okay, I get it. They're coming off the mountain for the acorns, which I figured that's what it was. It's not a moose. Have you seen those videos where moose? My God, have you ever seen a moose walk through somebody's yard or on the road beside a car?
Or go through the snow. They're massive and they're so fast. It's no wonder. I always wondered how they could like take a truck out, but then I saw one the
Yes,
size of it running through deep snow at speed, and I thought, yeah,
yes,
that would wreck your car. It might end up dead, but you'd probably end up dead and with your car an absolute wreckage as well, because they're like buses with antlers. I mean, my
they
God.
are. I do, but bear spray. It's a controversial topic between bear spray and firearm. And with a firearm, I wouldn't use a real bullet anyway. It would just be a buckshot, a rubber buckshot, you know, just to nip them in the butt and kind of let them know. Because you don't want them to feel comfortable with humans. You want them to think that we're bad, you know, go away from us. So, and bear spray, if you're not aiming that right, good luck. Even with a firearm, they will still keep coming. And now you've just pissed them off. That's it. I'll show you. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I'm going to show you all a video of where a guy and also people believe that dogs scare off bears. Your dog will agitate a bear. But this one guy's dog is running towards a mother bear. It's on his property, but you got to remember, we got to share this space with him. It's on his property, and the dog starts running towards the mother bear. And this man's thinking, okay, my dog's going to run her off. Oh, no, 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 no. That only pissed her off. And here she come barreling down that hill. And he's got a firearm. And he really got lucky with his shot, but she kept coming. and he got in the house just in time. It was scary to watch. A firearm isn't going to stop him either. Moms are all kinds of dangerous and they don't care. You can get it. You breathe the wrong way. You're going to get it. But yeah, I
I
love
remember
my
seeing a
bears.
little video on YouTube of a woman who'd she lived on an island. She got it like a canoe, and the bear was sort of like sniffing around the canoe, just looking at it. And she threw something at the bear, and it sort of bounced off the bear. And it was like, then the bear was pissed off, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
wrecked her canoe.
Yeah.
The bear had only been sniffing around it before. It would have looked at it and moved on. But no, you pissed it off, and now it decided to wreck your one way on and off the island.
Like, seriously, she was. I know which one you're talking about. She's up there screaming, "Go away, bear!" Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
She's like, "It's my canoe. How am I going to get out of here?" Like the bear even cares. Now you done pissed off this bear and it's eating your canoe. Girl, you should have left that bear alone.
I've never come across bear spray, but I always imagine it's like Full Strength Red Door by Elizabeth Arden, which is one of those perfumes that should be fired into the sun.
Uh-huh. I hate that perfume. That straight headache, that white diamond. Ugh. Oh, can't stand it. But yeah, it's just pepper spray. It's essentially what it is, pepper. And you better make
It was
sure you're on
exactly like Red Door by Elizabeth
the
Arden.
right. And if you're not on the downwind, it's going to blow back in your face. It's crazy. But yeah, y'all make sure you head over to Six Up. She's about to go live, and I'm going to end it here. Pearl, as always, thank you for coming up.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, darling,
I
especially
always
circumstances like this. I mean, what can you say? But anyway, last word on him, not interested.
not
White
interested.
Tea by Elizabeth Arden is gorgeous.
That
Fifth
sounds
Avenue
like
by Elizabeth Arden is a good perfume. It's just Red Door. Red Door is like, oh, it's like tear gas to me. I can't stand it.
that's just way too strong. All right, everybody. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And I might catch y'all again in the morning. Maybe we'll
And I
do
was going to say good night, but no, it's just bye.
yeah. All right. Yeah, what time is it over there, Pearl? Like 6?
It's 4:20 in the afternoon. It's a lovely time. This is a great time to have a live for me.
It is. And me and
Apart
you
from
need
the
to
fact that I
start.
can't shut up. But yeah,
Well,
I'm still going to say good night, even though it's bright sunlight over here. It's a lovely day, blue
we need
sky,
to
crisp.
start doing this over on the Jerks too, doing our morning lives.
I would love to do that
Hmm.
and get some regular slots in there. But I'm going to go and grab a drink, go to the toilet, and be ready for the six up
I
of it
am
all.
too.
Bye
All right.
bye.
You too. Y'all have a beautiful day. I'll see y'all later.